to the Apple Orchard Podcast with your host, BJ, or Gaudy Apple. And my two lovely co-hosts, Grego
Yer.
and Kevon,
Yo, what's up?
otherwise known as Crippled King Vaughn.
I'm crippin' pippin'.
Bro, pimp crippin'.
Yeah. But anyway, what might we talk? Okay, I got a juicy story for you guys. And this is a story about how I haven't done it yet, but I was really debating on sending in an email or something to EA about a game recommendation. It's a Star Wars game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Star Wars nerd, but I just like Star Wars. I always have. It was my childhood, okay?
I love Star
The
Wars.
entire franchise was my childhood, and I loved it dearly. Still do. But the game is all of the Star Wars games out now, like Battlefront 2 and Survivor. The ones that are decent free roam are not online. The one that's online
Back in the old
free
day.
roam. Yeah. And the idea was it's a Star Wars story that takes place during the time of the Sith and the Republic. And pretty much when Anakin was still there. And you can create your own character. You create your own appearance and all that. And you pretty much choose whether he's a Sith or a Republic. And you can switch this at any point in time. And each role has its own story. And you can have multiple characters, just not on the same same playthrough. But you can have multiple saves up. And you have one of each. And it's free roam and it's online. And it's pretty much just... And you do have the option to create private servers for people like me who don't feel like dealing with people. And it includes, their worlds of, Mustafar and,
Custom things.
Tatooine and etc.
Yeah.
But that was my overall idea. And I wanted it not to just be on PC. I wanted it to be on consoles and PC. Pretty much on every platform.
Yeah, but that's the thing though.
Preferably PS5.
For such a good idea, it's usually limited by the console.
Okay, preferably PS4, PS5.
Well, no, let's be honest. PS4 can no longer catch up.
Oh yeah, PS5.
Yeah. As much as I hate to admit, my old jet engine can't last.
Yeah.
It's about time you get a new one.
But that does sound very similar to another Star Wars game I know. I mean, it's very old. I can't remember the name.
With the new... Because we haven't had a Star Wars with, the new graphics. I
New
bet that would
graphics, all
look
that.
amazing, bro. I mean, yeah, you could look at Survivor, but at the same time, that's still technically not even the best graphics we have today.
Yeah.
True that.
But yeah.
So if you were to make one, what would you be exactly?
I would first start off as a Republic. Jedi Knight, preferably.
Jedi Knight? Okay.
I would fight with Form 5.
4-5. It wasn't that Anakin's? Or...
Form 5 is what Anakin used, yes, and I like it because it involves a lot of 360s and cocky maneuvers, which is why I've always liked that form.
So let's say in this game, let's say I didn't want to be a Jedi or a Sith. What could I be? Could I be like a clone trooper by any chance?
No, it's Jedi specifically. Now, however, on some missions, optional missions, you disguise yourself as a trooper. Missions are optional, kind of like a story online thing. Missions do not have to be done. They help get you currency
is it like an
and
open
stuff
world
to upgrade.
roleplay thing?
Yes, not necessarily roleplay, but it can be used for roleplay. It's kind of just an open world mess around as a created Jedi Knight or Sith that can either go around helping or torturing people on these worlds like Mustafar, Tatooine, and places like that.
I like the idea of it, but just only having Jedi and Sith, I feel like does somewhat limit your capabilities for, obviously weapons.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You can also kind of make a bounty hunter if you want to, but that's an optional choice because most people will probably either going to pick a Sith or a Jedi. The Republic is probably going to
Yeah.
be the most popular, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who'd pick Sith. And like
True
I
that.
said, you can have multiple saves open where you can have one that has a character in the Republic and one that has a character in the Sith. And each of them
Yeah,
have.
but that's the thing though. That's the thing though. Most game developers, that's like too much work. Like, as good as the idea is, it's so much work to the point where you're gonna be pushing them to like
The limit.
they probably won't even get paid enough to do half the stuff that we want in that.
You're
game.
gonna need like at least a whole, maybe 2 studios, maybe of people.
Yeah, like maybe even like 3 studios working together to actually get
I'm not
all
even.
that done.
I'm not even necessarily saying that's something. That's a dream game for me.
That
That is a game.
Very,
Yeah.
That is a
very
game.
unlikely,
That is a
but
game.
very good.
That is a game I would really, really, really love to see. But at the same time, I know it'd also probably be really, really expensive and time consuming.
I feel like
Yeah.
a good 60, maybe $80. $80 is kind of pushing it, but see, I feel like I'd pay $60 for that.
I would
play
pay.
70.
I'd probably pay 80.
80, yeah. If it's going with a brand new graphics, I'd pay 80.
Yeah, I mean, then again, if you're gonna make such like a big game, I know it's a dream game and all, but like if it were to be like such that said game, I'm personally putting that on PC only.
Yeah.
Even though I hate how most games that I've seen YouTubers play being PC only, that's simply just how it is. Like, you won't be able to find such a good game on the PlayStation. Don't get me wrong, we have our good games every now and then, but like,
My
Dog.
whole thing is look at it this way. They have GTA 5 RP, which is pretty much just a modded out GTA 5. If you want to look at it this way, this
Yeah.
is technically going to be a modded out Jedi Survivor. And
The
why
problem
not?
is-
basically,
With console, you don't really get the kind of RP or whatever that you would do on PC
I
for
don't know.
most games.
I'm not even, like I said, it's not even necessarily for RP. Really,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just to experience what it's like to be your own Jedi in these like worlds and galaxies, and
yeah, so you can be better than Ray.
you can.
Everyone's better than Ray.
Dude, you could be a stormtrooper and still have better skills than Rey.
I know.
Bro, they
I mean, that's
ruined
what I would
Star
want.
Wars. Disney ruined
I
Star
feel
Wars.
like, I swear, bro, like, ever since Disney, like, bought Star Wars, I was so mad.
What's so sad?
Because I was confused on why they bought, not only did they buy Star Wars, and they bought, Marvel.
They bought Marvel?
Yeah, they bought Marvel. That's why Marvel has been bad, for Phase 4. Ever since, like, Thanos was gone, Marvel has never been the same.
Dang.
I still low-key kind of miss Iron Man, bro.
I mean, it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
he
He's
retired.
gone.
He had a good run, let's be honest.
Yeah. However, I will say that there was a good show or good movie every blue moon for Marvel nowadays. Like Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, that stuff. But otherwise, it just doesn't seem all that well anymore.
Just as time goes on, things really just kind of like go downhill. For some reason.
Yeah.
There's never really a point in time in which I would ever say that, like, a certain genre of film is better than another. But hands down, Star Wars is probably the best genre I think I've ever watched. By that I mean it's the genre I can sit there and actually finish. That might just be
I don't know,
me.
I used to think that Star Wars was gonna finish already. Cause like, for some reason it feels like they're kind of dragging on the story after like Darth
Well,
Vader
obviously,
died,
yeah,
all
they
that,
would-
all those
dragging
villains
on the
died.
story.
Like, I grew
Yeah,
up watching
I think
Disney,
instead of just
Disney.
dragging-
I grew up watching Disney XD shows.
My whole thing
So, like-
is
Oh my god.
the reason why I swear that they ruined Star Wars is like lightsabers used to be the most deadly weapon in the galaxy. If
And you have to
someone,
be so skilled to even
if
use
like
them.
not just that, but listen to me here. If like Jedi Masters, Sith Emperors were to get stabbed in the gut, you knew they were dead
be
and never
over.
coming back.
That or
However,
like mortally wounded.
every now and then, there would be some survivors. That's simply because they're built different, though.
Yeah, like Emperor Palpatine.
And what's his name? Darth Maul.
Darth Maul did survive one. Darth Maul survived being cut in half.
I'm surprised by that.
But notice, only the Sith do that because their hatred is what drives them to survive.
Exactly.
That's why Anakin survived being burnt.
And
pure
also
hatred
getting
for Obi-Wan.
half his limbs
Turned
cut
into a
off.
crispy chicken nugget on God.
The only reason he survived like all of that was because of his hatred for Obi-Wan.
Honestly, I kind of feel his hatred for Obi-Wan unjust, but then again, it's him being consumed by his anger, so...
If he didn't hate Obi-Wan, he probably wouldn't have survived that.
Most definitely would have not survived that.
Have I told you the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Darth Plagueis. See, I don't even know who that is. That's because I stopped watching Star Wars after a little while.
I remember the one show, I think it was Disney XD, which you mentioned, Greg.
Yeah.
Star Wars Rebels, I think it was called.
That's the one I was watching.
Rebels. There was a game.
Rebels
I
was
can't
alright.
remember the name of the game, but there was a game on like a laptop. It was like an old Rebels game. You
I
had
know
to,
exactly what you're talking about. And
it was
I thought
almost kind of
okay.
like it was almost kind of like a Mario run kind of thing, but you were the Rebels characters and you had to like kill like troopers and stuff and get through the levels.
Yeah. I wish instead of just continuing on the story, they just had a bunch of other side stories.
Bro, they
throughout.
started milking Ahsoka's character dry, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like after she got a sudden fame, they just started just using her over and over and over.
They brought her in.
They
Brought her in Rebels, which was honestly too much there. I get the like film part thing that they did for her, like the live action one. Which, by the way, brought Hayden Christensen like back for a third time for Anakin / Vader.
Oh.
At the same time.
I will say, they do pretty alright with the Bad Batch. I will say that.
I will say the Ahsoka live action.
Yeah, no, the Bad Batch was. I only watched a little bit because I had Disney Plus.
The Ahsoka live action
watched, it was really
one of the
good.
better redos. Now, I prefer the Obi-Wan series, but that's just because I love the connection that Hayden Christensen and Aaron McGregor have together.
I haven't watched the Obi-Wan series yet.
The like,
There are like multiple
pure,
Star Wars movies,
like the pure chemistry between them two is amazing. They know each other really well. By the way, in the second and third film, Hayden played Anakin, and Aaron played Obi-Wan, which is, and they both are like brothers to each other, which is the part I like. Their chemistry as friends on camera is just their chemistry as friends in reality, which is why Obi-Wan and Anakin look legitimately like brothers on camera, because that's just how good of friends they were in reality. Also, the difference between whatever it's called, lightsaber duels, not just the fact that lightsabers don't kill you anymore. They're the most non-lethal weapon you can use.
Yeah, because hold on, I remember when Rey and what's his name, Anakin were fighting. No, not Anakin. What's his name? Kylo Ren.
Kylo?
The
Remember when they stabbed each other and
I have
healed
never
each other?
watched. No, listen. I have never watched a single Star Wars movie a day in my life besides that first movie where Kylo Ren starred. And when I saw them fighting, I was like, wait, what? I thought Star Wars was all about, fighting carefully and fast. Like, they were so fast and cool. But it was so, like, lazy and slow. Like...
You want to talk about how they heal each other with the Force?
Yeah, I was confused.
Hold on. If it was that easy, Anakin wouldn't have fallen to the dark side.
Exactly.
That's the whole reason he turned to Vader's, because he wanted to save Padme.
Qui-Gon Jinn would not have died.
That's true. And Obi-Wan could have just done that to save Qui-Gon.
Yeah, he could have saved a lot of people with just that Force healing.
And not just that, Anakin wouldn't have had to turn to Vader, because the only reason he turned to Vader and trust Palpatine was so he could get the knowledge to keep Padme from dying.
Exactly. It all comes around to, like,
what was Palpatine's reason for her dying again?
He put the thoughts into Anakin's head so Anakin would listen to him and he could manipulate him into joining the dark side.
Oh yeah, that's when he said the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah. And then he made him kill all the younglings, which I am still surprised to this day how he was actually convinced to do that, to kill multiple children.
You can barely see it, but like in the Battle of Mustafar, when like they first like when they're talking to each other, the dialogue before the high ground part comes up, and they're flipping this thing in the river, you can see Anakin crying because of what he's done.
I mean,
I was gonna say something, but I better not say
and by that point, he wasn't even fully on the dark side yet. He could have been brought back to the light.
that's the sad part, though. He was still on the light side when he killed those kids.
He wasn't on the light side, but he wasn't fully gone.
It was kind of like in between, like
like you're about to.
Like that Mace Windu. Yeah, like Mace Windu. He was in between at the moment.
Bro, Mace, like, I like Mace, but at the same time, he really did go against what the Jedi stood for.
Yeah.
What?
I say that in the sense of...
He was gonna kill him. Alright, yeah.
Now, at one point in time, I wish Yoda would have realized it. It ended up becoming like a factor later, but the Force shouldn't be divided. It should be like looked at as one and not divided between two. If you want to be a real like Jedi master, if you want to be a master of the Force, you can't be a master of just one side of it. You want to be a true master of the Force, you have to master both sides.
You have to know how to balance between it, because if you don't, then you're
You have
as I've always seen in most stories, that
you use the skills of both sides, but still know the difference between what's right and what's wrong.
Exactly.
True that.
Which is why Mace Windu really was technically better than Yoda.
Yeah. It's just that, he kind of,
Yoda was better at, like,
lame.
physical combat.
Even though that's the size of, like, me.
Yeah, he's the size of a poodle, but hey.
He's Kevin Sus.
Whatever gets the job done, I guess.
I mean, she always said the bigger ones hurt.
Okay, bro.
Okay.
I was not...
I wouldn't know. I don't have a girlfriend.
I don't either.
Oh. Me neither. Not anymore, at least. But I will say this:
Single brother.
Star Wars is like a 50-50 with me nowadays.
The new ones,
anything like produced by
terrible.
Disney.
I miss my George Lucas, man.
At least they still do alright with the Star Wars logos, at least.
Yeah, they never changed it.
Yeah, huh? They got new ones though.
They never really got rid of the original. They really just remodeled it.
I'm talking about new Star Wars sets.
The
Clone Wars ones. I bought one like last week.
Not gonna lie to you though, Clone Wars was like the cartoon Clone Wars, bro. Hands down, amazing.
Animated or like
Animated.
I can't remember. Like
The animated, like it was on Netflix for a while.
Now, let's get into your
the
topic
one
about hating
with
anime.
or
With what?
Let's get into this topic of you hating anime. Because I think there's one that will really set you up good. You might not like anime, but you might like the actual show.
I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll watch it from time to time.
I don't like anime.
It's probably because of the weeaboos.
I just don't like anime, period. I never have.
Number 50.
Have you even like actually tried watching anything? Because I know
I have.
when I lend you something, when I give you an idea, sometimes you just say, "Oh no, it's bad," and never touch. I know you never touched it.
Now, I will say this: I tried watching it like once or twice, and it was horrible.
What animes were you trying to watch?
One was Dragon Ball Z, and I'm not saying it was horrible.
Okay, no. I understand you, because Dragon Ball Z is only good for fighting, like, you know how when they actually start fighting, but the storytelling-wise, it could be better, way better.
I can't remember the name of the other one, though, but it was just big knockers and masculine dudes, which is why I hated it.
Okay, yeah. I was going to offer you Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which was on Netflix, bro. Actually, still is on Netflix. I know Cyberpunk has nudity, but, like, for this show doesn't have much scenes like that. It only has, like, at most, like, 2 or 3.
That's just
But
all.
otherwise,
Like, I don't know if you noticed, but that's all anime is.
no,
Just
no.
overly
Those are the ones that are
sexualizing people.
advertised. Those are the ones that are advertised, and the reason why they're doing it is because they're getting money from it,
Oh,
from
yeah,
you
obviously.
know, the weirdos. They're not doing it on their own volition.
Well, mostly.
I mean, bread is bread, game is game,
Bread!
and
Where's that?
yeah, bread is bread.
Swear to God, I'll
No,
kill you if you don't tell me.
no, Kevin, listen, no,
Cash.
no bread. Yeah,
Damn.
cash, money,
Money?
monies.
Money?
Moolah.
I can buy bread.
Good job, Kevin.
Oh god.
I can buy a wheel for my wheelchair.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you can. Anyway, an upgraded wheel has jets in it.
I swear we're gonna end up like fighting a Wendigo one day, and we're gonna use Kevin as a meat shield. Just gonna roll him down the
You're gonna
hill.
roll me down a hill into it.
Yep,
God
yep.
darn
We're gonna roll you down the
Tamagotchi.
hill.
Okay. Rolling off that topic, pun intended. let's get into war.
Bad pun.
Huh? What if
Or
what if war were to happen today? How would
What if Nazis won?
No, it's what if another world war were to break out? How would it affect you? What would you do? Would you join the war? Would you hide? Would you scream your head off, or would you will yourself away?
well, first things first, I'm reviving Joseph Stalin. I need that cover.
You can't just revive someone that's been dead for like decades.
Bro, you only got a 60-day time limit, bro.
I got the antique gas mask, so I got that covered. It's about to turn into 60 seconds on Gub.
Yeah.
I got a balloon.
Anyway,
Yeah, anyway.
I personally would. What would I do? I'd probably join the war.
Well, alright, first off, what country were you born in? Like, not like in this scenario, right? What countries are at war right now? Is it all?
In reality, or
Well,
like
if you-
in this
if you're-
situation?
In this situation.
If it's a world war,
Russia?
most likely. Well, yeah, I'm
Japan?
gonna list like the multiple countries that would probably be in the war, because like
Yeah,
at
but
least,
like,
Russia,
which one are you
Japan.
in right now? That's what I'm.
I
probably
am
say-
in U.S.
I'm going to Canada.
Go to
I
Canada.
would definitely go to Canada. Canada would be the better option by far.
I mean, they literally have no history. Like, when's the last time you ever heard of Canada being in war?
Never. If you want to escape, go to Canada.
No, bro, I'm in off to New Zealand.
But I personally, New Zealand would probably be ruled by Russia. I mean, I don't lie to you. But
No, more like Russia would just invade and kill all Americans there.
that's true. And anyway,
New Zealand's like.
I would
think it'd be
probably try to join the war in America, but then after a bit, probably flee to Canada.
No, once you join, Nick, you can't just leave.
Yeah.
They're locking you down until the war's over.
Yeah, otherwise you're a deserter and they come after you.
Yeah.
Fine, I'd probably
And
go to Canada.
even then, if you try to, you have to like know about the war before it happens, because
I'd
they're
probably just
gonna
run
instantly
off
start
anyway.
drafting you for war. Like what they did back in World War One. Like you know how they were just drafting your name, your last name on television.
Yeah.
What they would do, since some people were like trying to escape it, trying to find loopholes. What certain people would do, they would just have a party, a random party, right, on a train, going downtown, and they would go to the post offices or whatever offices that was going on, that was doing the drafts.
No.
And if you were within the area, and they didn't draft you, they could draft you right then and there. And you kind of can't say no, otherwise you'll be going to jail.
Didn't actually in Vietnam? Didn't they like have like a bunch of?
Yep, they'll try to get people to ask their, like, literally trick their buddies into going downtown, get drafted by just having parties on a train.
No, in Vietnam, they drafted prisoners, didn't they?
Yeah, they drafted prisoners too. Yep, to like they get like a parole or less on their sentences.
Oh, but that was
Yeah.
a horrible decision.
Let me tell you, it was
We're in
bad.
the trees.
So I think even some of the prisoners tried joining the Viet Cong.
The Viet Cong, yeah.
I mean, at that point,
They're
you
like,
might as well. I mean, it might
But
not do.
yeah, but let's see here. Where would I be? As I said, Canada. If I do get drafted, then I'm most definitely I'm gonna have to fake a disability. I'm sorry. Don't be offended, guys.
oh,
But
Kevin doesn't have to
I'm not
fake.
fighting.
Kevin's just,
Actually, I could probably just go to Switzerland. I'd just be
Well,
neutral the whole time.
Kevin, I gotta break your legs so they don't, track me down.
I'll just break your legs. We'll do it at the same
What-
time.
How are you gonna break my legs?
We all break each other's legs.
No, I can't have my legs broken. No, I'm good.
Your arm?
Bro, you have 3
Nah.
legs.
Nah. Wait.
Wait, which one are we breaking? The 2 on the side? Or
Kevin made it weird. Kevin made it weird.
Answer carefully. You gotta choose.
1, 2 you shall keep, 1 you shall lose. Choose carefully.
I would like to
I'm not
lose
losing
my
both.
right leg. No, my left.
Oh.
I'm in.
I have a necklace. It's a wooden hook, right? And everyone kept thinking it was a mermaid for some reason.
Does anyone want to talk about how the swastika is like associated with Thor, like in mythology?
Wait, what?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. What?
Kevin knows that.
Like you're serious, right?
Serious.
Yeah.
Here.
Here's
Here's what it says. Worshippers of the Norse religion used the swastika symbol as early as 401 AD. Most commonly, the symbol is seen to next depictions of Thor, the Norse god of thunder, the sky, and agriculture. It has also the next his father Odin.
Yum.
Oh my god.
So Thor is like depicted with a swastika.
Used to be before the big bad German guys.
Before the dude with the small stash came along, Thor was
Yeah.
depicted with a swastika.
It was unfortunate.
Skill issue on his part.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, as crazy as that thought is, no one thought anything about it. It was not.
It was
wrong
also,
at all.
I should probably mention, it was also used as a sign for peace.
Oh.
That just makes
Well.
everything that happened even worse.
Oh my god. That's so bad. I don't believe this. No.
Literally, look it up.
Look it up, bro. It is actually used as a sign, like Thor was used anyway, as a sign.
My
for
lamp. No, my hat.
Kevin's just breaking everything, bro. Ooga booga. No ooga booga.
No Ooga Booga.
Well, ooga booga, hurry up. Okay.
Ooga Booga, don't hurry up.
Let's see. What else can we talk about, guys?
What could we talk about? Can't talk about politics. I don't feel like getting into that.
Yeah, no one likes
Politics
politics.
is such a
No one
horrible
likes
place.
politics. It is a horrible place.
I used to be a politician, you know. Then I quit.
I bet, bro. Why
Kevin,
did you quit?
you've lived a wacky life.
A wacky life.
Most definitely.
I went on the magic school bus before.
I thought you were the magic school bus.
No. How was the fuel?
Wait a minute. Actually, you know what's crazy? Fun fact. Well, I guess not really fun, but turns out they used kids, right? Like disabled kids back in the day during the war.
It is.
Alright, well, man with little mustache. You see, what he would do is he would use disabled kids as fossil fuels.
What? Like, melt them down?
Yes, and use them as fossil fuels.
Dang.
So
Guess I'm not
talking
going to Germany.
Well, I mean, guy with a small mustache is already gone, so
Hey,
I think you'll be okay.
I can bring back Joseph Stalin. Who says I can't bring back that guy? Not that I want to. Not that I want to.
Hey,
I want to make that very clear.
hey! Can't do that.
Let's just say there are not a lot of good people
Hey,
out there.
listen.
Okay.
Josef Rudolf Mengele, born March 16th, 1911. Never mind, that was a lie. That's when he was stationed. He was a German Schutzstaffel SS officer and physician during World War II, nicknamed the Angel of Death. He performed deadly experiments on prisoners at Auschwitz concentration camp. Let's put it that way. He was a guy that did experiments on prisoners at a concentration camp. He was a member of the team of doctors who selected victims to be murdered in the chambers. And he was one of the doctors who administered the gas, not administered it. And yeah. But he was born. Yeah, he was born on 16th of March, 1911. And
That's oddly specific. I think we should.
his awards, where he had an Iron Cross first class, an Iron Cross second class, War Merit Cross second class with swords, a black badge for the wounded, and a medal for the care of the German people. Before the war, Mengele received doctorates in anthropology and medicine and began a career as a researcher. He joined the Nazi Party in 1937 as an SS in 1938. He was assigned the battalion medical officer at the start of World War II, then transferred to the Nazi concentration camps service in early 1943. And assigned to Auschwitz, where he saw the opportunity to conduct genetic research on human subjects. His experiments focused primarily on twins with no regard for their health or safety. With Red Army troops sweeping through German-occupied Poland, Mengele was transferred 280 kilometers from Auschwitz to Gross Rosen concentration camp on 17th of January 1945, 10 days before the arrival of the Soviet forces at Auschwitz.
Stop eating a mic.
Sorry.
Me?
Not me.
Like, is it scrumptious?
After the war, Mengele fled to Argentina in July of 1949, assisted by a network of former SS members. He initially lived in and around Buenos Aires, then fled to Paraguay in 1959 and Brazil in 1960.
Brazil?
Yeah, he lived in Brazil in 1960.
Isn't that where all the neo-Nazis are anyways?
Yes. All while being sought out by West Germany, Israel, and Nazi hunters, such as Simon Wiesenthal, who wanted to bring him to trial, by the way. Mengele eluded capture in spite of extradition, yeah, I said that right. Requests by the West German government and clandestine operations by the Israeli intelligence agency, Mossad. He drowned in 1979 after suffering a stroke while swimming off the coast of Puerto Rico. And was buried under the false name Wolfgang Gerhard. His remains were disturbed and positively identified by forensic examination in 1985.
You know, guys, that's a very interesting topic. I think we should talk about,
Cupcakes and rainbows?
the next guy.
I mean,
Who was your first ever love?
Oh God, no! Oh no!
Okay.
I am not answering that question.
Okay. um. No.
Well, actually, let's talk about the late success in PlayStation games,
Yeah.
such as like I don't know, like PlayStation exclusives like Spider-Man and God of War. What is your personal thoughts on the God of War series?
It's okay. I mean, I had a lot higher hopes for the second one, Ragnarok.
Now, why do you think it didn't meet your expectations?
It didn't meet my expectations because, well, first of all, the story didn't play out the way really anyone thought it would.
Well, yeah,
What was?
they wanted to not make it predictable, so they had to go a very strange and different route.
Yeah, and it was the
But
storyline. It was way the story went that I didn't necessarily like. I would have preferred knowing what happened and it been good than that surprise and it not be as good as we wanted it to be.
I haven't played the game, so I can't really say anything about it. But based on what I've seen, I think it seems like a pretty alright, pretty good game, honestly.
yeah, I mean, me personally, I enjoyed God of War Ragnarok because it was a God of War game. I played every single last one I could think of, besides Chains of Olympus, and I enjoyed it a lot because I enjoyed God of War 4, and
Which one?
God of
2018.
War 4, you know, 2018, and when I played it, it felt like almost an instant boost in testosterone. Like the way
Dude,
Kratos talked, the way he moved, the way you fought, the way how brutal he was, or at least not. He wasn't as brutal as he was in God of War 3, which is the most brutal one out of them all. But I will say that that was his peak performance,
let
or at
me
least the
cut you
actor as
off
well.
and switch games real quick. Let's talk about
Okay.
how the Assassin's Creed games fell off like really bad.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed ever since Black Flag.
Let me
I
tell you
haven't
something.
played any.
Black Flag, Unity, like they were peak, like, and the Ezio collection, like they were all top tier peak Assassin's Creed. And then Valhalla came out. Enough said.
I think
Well, there was also Origins, which Origins wasn't that bad. I did like Origins.
From what I hear, I mean, I personally thought it was a good idea because, well, I loved Egyptian, like, gods. Because we haven't really ventured on in that much. We've only ventured like the Norse gods and Greek gods lately, for the last 20
I
years
liked
in video
Origins.
games.
I'm not gonna hate on Origins. I did like Origins. Now, however, Valhalla, I loved the concept, but I feel like it shouldn't have been an Assassin's Creed game. I feel like it should have been a
Yeah,
standalone Viking game.
because I feel like Assassin's Creed is meant for stealth, and Vikings were not
Not
very
just were the
stealthy.
Vikings not stealthy,
They were pillagers.
they were pillagers.
They would-
They would literally
and
blow
not only
a
that, but,
horn
like-
and raid you while you knew it. They wanted you
Exactly.
to know it was
And
happening.
crazy thing is, fun fact about Vikings is that they traded with Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
They had some good relationships with certain Native American tribes and some bad ones, and the fact that I saw none at all, or at least no like nothing
Reference.
involved any like other tribes or shit like that, or like it was just Vikings, all Scandinavian people. I'm like, okay, I guess whatever. Like I see, was there any like voyaging in that game? Because I never played it. I've only seen people play it, like other people play it.
Not necessarily, no. Let me say this though. If it would have been a standalone Viking game, I would have definitely liked it a whole lot more. Because I loved the Viking concept and it was so good. But once you get to the point in the story where the like hidden blade comes out, it's like, why? It
Wait, you
didn't
have
need to be.
how long till you get to the hidden blade?
I would say about 5 to 10% of the way through the game is when you
That-
finally.
that's
And isn't the
like
game
what?
only like 17 hours long?
It is.
So like an hour in gameplay or
An
something?
hour in gameplay is like
At
because
that
of
point,
how.
just don't even have the blade. Like, have stealth as an option.
not just that,
But-
not just that though. Factor in stealth in that game is damn near impossible.
Really?
Well, I guess that's the point of Vikings, because they're not really stealthy, but still, they're like, there's no point in making an Assassin's Creed game. If they made it a completely different game, that I think
If it would have been a
would've been
standalone
way-
Viking game, I would have loved it way more. It's just
Yeah,
the fact that
like-
they plastered the name Assassin's Creed on it just to get money is what ruined it for me.
I mean, they could have made more money if it was a new standalone game. They could have made a whole new series instead of having to rely on Assassin's Creed.
I mean, yeah.
Road to Valhalla. I feel like that's the name already.
However, I think for the next like Assassin's Creed game, they should probably do like Japan mythology as well,
I do like Japanese mythology. I think
Maybe
or maybe even Chinese.
What about
I like
Mongolia?
Oh, actually, Mongolia.
honestly.
They haven't. We
Oh
haven't
my
really ventured
God,
much of Mongolia besides.
Could you imagine it being the Genghis Khan era?
Ooh.
That would be interesting.
An Assassin's Creed game during the Genghis Khan rule.
Yeah. But I kind of wish that they went more like wait in new what was it God of no, not God of War, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right, the Egyptian one. Did they ever like adventure the idea of pharaohs?
Yeah.
Wait, which one was the Spartan one? I forgot.
No, I think that was Odyssey.
Odyssey is what it was.
Yeah, Odyssey was the Spartan one.
Wait, so I wasn't I mean, then again, Rome did what? No, Rome never conquered Egypt. No,
Rome never
Yeah.
conquered Egypt. Origin.
That was Libya.
Egypt.
but yeah, I think they should like venture more in like the African and Asian like cultures when it comes to like Assassin's Creed mythology. Since since they're relying on mythologies now.
Yeah, I see what you're going for. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for today's episode of the podcast. I don't even remember what episode we're on. Honestly,
I think it's the fourth one.
We haven't filmed that like podcast episode in a while. We took a break. We all needed a break. But it is in fact the fourth one.
Well,
But anyway, yeah, that'll do it for the fourth episode of the Apple Orchard podcast. Thank you for joining us today, and I thank you for actually lasting this long. I'm shocked you did. No one really does. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you for
have a good
sticking
day.
Not what
around.
she said.
Thanking for sticking around. Yes, correct. That's not what she said. But anyway, thank you for being here for another episode of the podcast. My lovely hosts, Grego and Kevana, aka known as Crippled King Von. Yeah. Actually, no, you would say Kevin, but
Come on!
Kevin.
Come on!
Yeah!
Okay. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you in the next podcast, or really anything I do on my channel. Have a good day, folks.